So fall has arrived. It's my favorite season of the year. I feel like it's been forever since I've given all of you a proper EDC update, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Trying out a ton of new stuff, have a ton of interesting thoughts on everything. So without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So starting with the wallet, I've been carrying something new. This is the Reform Wallet version 2. I've had it for a couple of months now and have really grown to love it. This is actually a pre-production unit. They're on Kickstarter doing some like crowdfunding pre-order type of situation. So I think they're going to be shipping soon. I'll put a link in the description so you can kind of learn more about that. But my initial thoughts on this have been excellent. The fabric is called Refine. They say it's a proprietary fabric. I think it feels incredibly similar to the minimalist Wayfinder wallet. If you remember that from a couple years back when I was carrying, it's a very similar feel if anyone ended up picking that one up. But this one is a little bit more expensive than that and just kind of a little bit more feature rich. It says it holds up to 9 cards. You have 3 different card slots that can easily fit multiple. So I can definitely vouch for the 9 if you want. But the overall fit and finish and design of this is great. It has a magnetic closure, and even though it is a folding wallet, it still has a really nice small profile. So it's kind of the best of both worlds from like more of the minimalist card holder wallets I usually use versus like a full feature bifold or trifold wallet. The seams are all welded instead of sewn. Just overall fit and finish and feel, everything is really great. This thing comes in at $58. I think that's a pretty fair price for it. I think that is also like an early bird discounted price. So if you are interested in this, definitely pick one up now while you can get the discount. They also have one that has a built-in coin holder that you can use to carry an AirTag if you want. I found this one to be a little bit more preferable for my setup. I usually keep an AirTag in my Sling bag, so I don't really need a second one inside of my wallet. But yeah, overall, really impressed with this and really happy with it. Would definitely recommend it if it's in your budget and you need to carry a little bit more but still want a nice small wallet. Next up, I've got a new knife I've been using. This is the Vosti Nightshade LT. Had this for several months now and have been really impressed with it. It's $69 and definitely the quality and feel of this is so great for that price range. I'm usually a big fan of the Civivi knives in that sort of budget range for getting something really nice with like great smooth action. I'd say this beats out all of the Civivis I've tried in this range. You can see it's almost like a painter's knife in the shape. They say it's inspired by the Taiwanese Shilin cutter. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with a lot of knife history, but I thought it was a really cool design and look. The action on this is super smooth. The blade is 154 cm steel. That's the only knife I have with that steel. So far I've been really happy with it. Out of the box, it was nice and sharp. Definitely a lot of care and attention to detail for a knife in this price range. Would definitely recommend this if you're looking for something new and a little bit more unique from most of the regular pocket knives out there. Really quick, I want to interrupt and thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is Ugreen and their new Nexode charger collection. I've been using and testing the Nexode charger since the start of summer and have been thoroughly impressed with everything in terms of features, size, charging capacity, everything. They have been completely excellent. They have several different options in the lineup. First up, we have their 45-watt charger. This has 2 USB-C ports. It's barely bigger than the Apple 20-watt charger, and you get more than double the speed and double the ports. Next, you've got the 65-watt charger. This will power quite a few different MacBooks, or if you run iPad, or if you just want to run multiple devices and get the full charging capacity out of all of them. It has 1 USB-A port, 2 USB-C ports, and is absolutely tiny, barely bigger than their 45-watt charger and considerably smaller than Apple's 67-watt charger. This thing is just downright tiny and would be a great option, I think, for most of us for traveling. Also, for about the size of the normal Apple chargers, this is about the size of my 87-watt charger from Apple. You have a 140-watt option. This one has 2 USB-Cs and 1 USB-A again, and 140 watts. So I can fully charge my laptop, my phone, and my AirPods from this and get the full charging capacity for all 3 simultaneously, which is huge. And then if you really need the big kahuna, this is a 200-watt desktop charger that has 4 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. They also have a ton of features built in as well to prevent any sort of overcharging or damage to your battery or your battery health. So it will slow down the charge as it needs to, and it also has a ton of features to prevent overheating and things like that. So these are all super small and compact, travel friendly. You have a ton of different options. I believe they make a 100-watt one as well that I don't have here, but I'll put a link to that one down below as well if 100 watts fits you best, but I would definitely just step up to the 140 if I were you. I'll be sure to also include any discount codes or coupons I'm able to get for you guys as well, but otherwise I'll put the best price and options in the description below. Huge thanks again to them for sponsoring this week's video, and let's get back to the EDC. Got a couple of items I've been trying out from Distill Union with some good, some bad. Gonna start with their key loop kit. This is another key organizer similar to Orbit Key or Key Smart, or there are a ton of options out there nowadays. Their big differentiator and why I was interested in trying this one out was because it's all connected with magnets. So the keys are all easily removable and separated without having to take apart all of the hardware of your key organizer like most of them. Sound really fascinating to me, and if you're someone that ever needs to take keys off of the key organizer, you can understand the annoyance of that. We'll have a cat sitter come and watch our cat sometimes if we're traveling or going to be gone for an extended period of time, so we'll have to give up our apartment key and give it to the cat sitter while we're gone. So this seems like a really nice clean design that solved that problem. After getting it though, I have some issues with it that I did not anticipate. First up, this thing is very large compared to every other key organizer I've ever had. And I think the big reason for that is because of the magnets. The magnets don't attach to the base of the key themselves, they attach above it with an adhesive magnet that you put onto all of your keys. It doesn't sound like a huge deal, but then it offsets the size of the key, almost making it 50% larger by the time that you add on that magnet. So it makes the whole thing just much bigger and bulkier to carry around. The other big concern I had, because it's not attached at the base of the key, you don't really have the security that like an Orbit Key or a Key Smart would have. Because the base of the key isn't at that pivot point, it acts a little bit floppier, whereas normally like an Orbit Key, you almost have like a nice key handle extension to use the key. It makes it really pleasant, and it's nice and stiff and easy to use. This kind of makes a bit of a floppy mess because of the way that everything connects. So overall, I think this is a big case of form over function. I wanted to love it. I loved the idea of the magnet attachments. I thought it was going to be great. I think if you're someone that really does need to take your keys off constantly, this might be a better option for you, but if it's just an occasional thing, I don't think the annoyance of taking my keys out is worth all of the drawbacks that this thing has. So I have a tough time recommending it for most people, but yeah, again, if you're in that use case where you're constantly removing, taking away, adding keys, maybe this is right for you. Otherwise, I'd say it's definitely a pass for me. On the opposite end of the spectrum from Distill Union though, I've been trying out their Folly sunglasses, and compared to the key organizer, I have been just completely in love with these. They have a few features that I've never seen in any other glasses, and they have been excellent. First, before we get to the actual glasses, the glasses case that it comes with is a fold flat case, which is just really nice. I love the gray textured color to it, but it's a nice hard structured case when you want it, but if you're not using the case, you can fold it flat. This is great for someone like me that is usually carrying something in a sling bag. You can kind of fold this flat and forget about it if you're using your sunglasses. Absolutely love this case design, the look, the feel, the function, everything is just top notch with this. And getting into the sunglasses, I love them even more than the case itself. Distill Union's design language is largely focused around magnets, and they actually have included magnets in the sunglasses themselves. So the arms of the sunglasses are magnetic to each other. This is really great for using. They have something called a mod station, which is kind of like a catch-all shelf where you can attach the magnetic things onto it for kind of an easy grab and go sort of thing. But even outside of using the mod station, this is just really excellent to have for, if you're someone that wants to put your sunglasses here and you're worrying about them falling and dropping. My 10-year-old pair of Ray-Bans fell off of my shirt because of this setup when I leaned over. Having that magnet helps them stay in place, so you don't have to worry about them nearly as much. Really great for backpacking and really great just for like day-to-day use as well. They're also UV 400 polarized lenses, so that is excellent and kind of an expected standard for any sort of good sunglasses. The material of the glasses themselves are kind of this nice like soft touch matte finish. I found them to be very pleasant. I'd say the overall comfort of these isn't quite as good as my Ray-Ban Wayfarers, but very close. I have a giant head. These will press into my temples just a bit, but I've worn them for hours at a time and it really hasn't been a problem. But nitpicky, I'd give them, an 8 out of 10 for comfort compared to a 10 out of 10 with my Ray-Bans. They're also extremely flexible and bendable, so I think these are going to be really nice and durable on the long term. You just have a ton of flex. And lastly, one of my favorite features of these, you can replace the lenses. They offer replacement lenses for $15, which is just so excellent. If you're someone like me that will scratch up lenses over time and render the glasses useless, it's a really inexpensive way to keep them lasting longer. It's great for sustainability and just great for day-to-day use and functionality. They look great, they feel great, ton of features with the magnets, replaceable lenses, love the case. Just really love these, and I've been finding myself grabbing these more so than my Ray-Bans lately through the testing, and I just can't recommend them enough. For $65, they are an excellent pair of sunglasses. So possibly the most exciting update for me from the entire video, probably not for all of you, but after years of searching the market, I've finally found some handkerchiefs that work well for me that I really love. The handkerchief is from Vala Alta. They're made in the USA, which is excellent. They are 100% Irish linen, so you kind of have a lot of that softness from cotton, but they're going to be a little bit lighter and more comfortable. They're antimicrobial. They dry a lot faster. They absorb a lot more. So I think linen is an excellent choice for a handkerchief compared to the cotton options that I've really grown to love. I've been really impressed and happy with the linen as an alternative. They're 12 by 12 handkerchiefs, so a really great size if you're someone like me that blows your nose with them. I'm not someone using the mighty hanks that are like 7 by 7 and just polishing up my gear with them. This is a utility for me as an allergy sufferer, and I've just been really happy with these. And after my experiment with the summer EDC, carrying some of the more traditional EDC items that I don't normally carry, I have still been continuing to bring a flashlight with me. This is a different new flashlight though that I've had for a couple of months. It is the NW Vaughn E3. It's just a little tiny keychain pocket flashlight. I love the form factor and size of this. That's been the main draw for wanting to continue to carry it, because flashlights are obviously going to be better than your phone flashlight, but just for the frequency of use, it hasn't been worth the carry for me. But this thing is so tiny. It goes up to 700 lumens. It's powered from the built-in battery as well as an optional AAA battery you can put inside, but just really happy with the form factor, the brightness, the size, the design. Everything's been really great with this. $34 for this, I believe, as well. So definitely recommend it if you're in the market for a small flashlight. I'm still kind of hunting and thinking about trying out like a really slim pen flashlight as well, but I haven't really had any complaints with this, so I think I'm going to continue to use this one for now, and we'll see where it goes. For headphones, I'm still using the AirPods Pro. These are the Gen 1s. I saw the Gen 2 announcement and didn't seem like there was that much that had changed, so I wasn't really compelled to put in an order for some, because these are still working really well for me. Reviews are just coming out as I'm recording this though, and people seem to be really loving the update, but I'm still going to stick with these for now, I think. I have made a couple of customizations to these though, compared to just stock AirPods Pro. First up being some foam ear tips. These are the Comply memory foam ear tips. If you're anyone that has fit issues with the AirPods Pro, these have been a lifesaver for me. They stay in my ears so much easier and so much more comfortably. I would definitely recommend these. They're $25 for a pack of 3. You can buy a pack with small, medium, and large and kind of figure out what size you need, and then from there you can buy a 3-pack of whatever size that you decide on. So you end up kind of burning through a couple of sets if you're not sure, but definitely worth the investment for me. I've had these since February. I just recently cleaned these and I've noticed some deterioration on the foam, so I bought a new set to swap them out. So that ends up being about an 8-month lifespan, which isn't too bad for foam tips. I would have liked to have seen them last a bit longer, but I can't really complain. They're not very expensive, and foam tips are inherently disposable. So been really happy with that. And for a case, I've been using the Nomad leather case with the Horween leather. Super soft, nice leather, really great quality. Nomad makes awesome stuff. I've been just loving that Nomad Hub base station that I put in my desk video recently. Great style, great quality. Can't speak highly enough of Nomad. Still been really enjoying the AirPods Pro Gen 1. Next couple of items have been longer term carries that were recommended from all of you, so still loving them, and thank you so much for the recommendation. First up is the Nano Bag. This is, I think it's a 19-liter bag. It weighs under an ounce, about 24 grams. I've had this for a while now. It still continues to hold up well. It holds way more weight than you'd ever imagine something this tiny and seemingly flimsy to carry. It's just great to be able to throw in your sling bag if you're getting groceries or something that you didn't plan on. You know, I'm constantly in the city on foot, and sometimes I make stops when I'm running errands, and I don't anticipate needing to carry stuff, so it's great to have this on hand. And then the other user requested item I'm still carrying is the Memo Bottle Slim. It's their 450 liter, 15 ounce variant. I love this size for the sling bags. I've had a love-hate relationship with this thing, as I've talked about before. People seem to really be hating on this in the comments from every time I mention it. Not sure why it's such a divisive topic, but it is a little bit overpriced for what it is. I will definitely give it up with that and agree. But I have been loving it, and the shape and form factor is just so nice for a sling bag. If you're a big-time sling user and walk around the city a lot like me, it's perfect for that, and not really perfect for much else. So really specific niche use case, but if that fits the bill for you, I would definitely recommend it. I haven't had any issues with leaks or anything. It's been performing perfectly. I also saw on their website that they do donate. They're partnered with water.org to help donate and give clean water to people that need it. So it is nice to see that they're using some of those profits from their expensive water bottles to do some good in the world. And then from there, I did make the upgrade to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I was really on the fence about upgrading this year from my 12 Pro Max, but I ended up getting a really good trade-in deal. And then after hearing about the satellite connectivity, the money I'm going to save canceling my Garmin membership, and the trade-in deal, I really am not paying very much for the upgrade, so I did so. Adding in all the features from the 13 that I didn't have, plus the new features on the 14, it's been an excellent upgrade. Let me know if you want to see a video. I'm debating, should I do a dedicated iPhone review video? Should I do a what's on my iPhone video? Still kind of on the fence. I might do something related to that for next week, so let me know in the comments what you want to see or hear from me around the new phone, or what's on my phone, something like that. A few last items on my person. If you're noticing, new hat, different hat. I've been wearing, this is the Filson mesh logger cap. Had this for a few months now. It's seen a couple of appearances in the videos, but the last few months I've just been wearing this as my main day-to-day hat. It's taken me some time to get used to the 6-panel hat after wearing 5-panel hats for so long, but I have been really happy with this and liking the style. And then lastly, I'm still rocking the Casio World Time Watch. This thing's great. I have been looking at some of the Shark watches, if anyone's familiar with those, but still rocking the World Time Watch for now. A ton of you love this thing. It's $20 and just looks super cool, functional, excellent. Can't recommend it enough. Lastly, for a sling bag, I am still carrying the Air Day Sling Max 3. I've gotten so used to the extra capacity with this. It's 6 liters. It's a lot bigger than most of the other slings I use, and I've just been really loving that way more than I ever anticipated. You know, I reviewed that about a year ago now when it came out, and I was kind of on the fence about it, and I've really been using it since. So that's going to wrap it up for the fall update. I feel like it has been forever since I've done an EDC update, definitely forever since I've made a YouTube video. Apologies for the extended gap the past several weeks. I actually got really sick and had this infection I was dealing with, and then my cat Wolfie unfortunately had an accident with his eye, has been coned and needs surgery, so it's just been a messy home life situation for the past few weeks. So thank you for bearing with me with the gap there. We should be back up and running weekly again for the foreseeable future. I'll let you know if anything changes though, so thank you for being patient with me on that, and thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what your EDC setup's looking like in the comments below. Looking forward to that. I'll talk to you in the next one.